Gavin, Devlin, Loud manager. A sobering experience there today. Cork, you'd have to say, very much the better team.
Yeah, look, at the start of the game we started pretty well, but after the efficiency again cost us. Like in the new game, when you're not putting the ball dead, like I think we had something like 10 wides and 6 balls dropping short in the goalkeeper's hands. Like it's so unlike us. Like last week was such a different picture, but I suppose Cork has to take some credit for that. But look, just in the new game and then the suicides running back the other way, it just drains you. But look, in terms of every other aspect of the game, I thought our kickouts was with young Tiernan in goals. I thought he was finding some super kickouts and from the restarts, which was really, really good. But yeah, look, the efficiency in the new game, you just got to put the ball dead.
First half, you did miss a lot of opportunities. They got the goal and then they got the 2 pointers, which ultimately, I suppose, pushed them on towards victory.
Yeah, and I think that's something as well that we felt in the sideline that was seeping into our game. That we started really well, but they got the goal and they pushed a bit of a lead for 4 or 5 points, and then we started reacting to that lead. We started doing things that were so unlike us, and we were shooting slightly outside of the scoring zone, and we were forcing things, and then we were just creating negative energy from that. So yeah, and I think that's all part of it, and that's the journey that we're on. Like we were just speaking to the lads there, we thought this was going to be pain free or anything. We're absolutely deluded. Like that's the journey we're on, and like Division 2 is so tight and so difficult. Like it'll be peaks and troughs the whole way through, and like we can't affect that result right now. It's gone, it's over, and it's 2 weeks now to the Meath game, and we just got to refocus really, really quickly, dust ourselves down and go again, and that's the name of the game here.
5 points at half time was a deficit, not insurmountable by any means. You got it back to 5, I should say. It was 8 at half time, 5 you got it back to in the second half, and at one stage it looked as if perhaps you were really, really back in it.
Yeah, that's what I say. At half time again, we got in and get settled again. Like we knew we could nip away at the lead and chip away at it, and for the start of the second half of the game we were doing that, and then missed a few goal chances again that we normally would put away, and then they got a couple of breakaway scores again, and then we started reacting to the scoreboard again and forcing things and shooting, and then whenever they were leading, Cork was able to play that control game around the periphery and playing around the outsides and keeping the ball, and like Cork's so physical, big and strong and athletic, and when you push out, you try to be that wee bit braver when you be caught for goals. So we had to find that balance, and that's the way I felt the second half the game lacked energy or intensity, and I think that was due to the scoreboard as well.
I mean, yeah, their game management last 10 or 15 minutes was exceptional, and it was a kind of performance from Louth that we don't really expect. We expect Louth to be kind of still in it in the closing stages. It never really felt like that.
Yeah, and I think the Cork got to take credit for that because the way they controlled the ball, and I think they played the game really, really well. And when they were in the lead, they knew what to do with the lead. They made us suffer, and when they picked up possession, and they run the clock down, and then we had to be that wee bit braver, and that's whenever again they can pick you out over the top, and that's what left it so difficult, the scoreboard. And then whenever we had opportunities to catch them in the counters and go, then we were rushing it and shooting and doing things that the scoreboard pressure that was hurting us the most, I felt. And I felt that we should have kept just playing our game and not playing the scoreboard, just keep chipping away, and I think that's the learning we take out of that today.
And the late goal which arrived could yet come the end of the campaign prove absolutely crucial if it did come down to score difference.
Yeah, look, that's it, but that's small gains there. Like the annoying thing about it, like the results so important, but you got to set it down. I think the most important thing is the performance, and I wouldn't be happy with the performance. The players aren't happy with the performance; they know that. So yeah, that's the learning. We got to go again and look to improve for the Meath game, because that certainly wouldn't beat Meath.
Yeah, because at times it was kind of disjointed, Gavin. There were a lot of elements that you wouldn't be happy with, certainly after last week's performance and the way that you saw off Offaly.
Yeah, and like that's football, and that's coaching. Like the couple of threads that we really went after this week, like we only had 6 or 7 day turnaround from the Offaly game. Like the things that were working so well this week is the elements and the threads in the game that let us down today. And I felt the things that last week that we need to improve on, we actually could have a considerable improvement today. But that's it. It's tying everything together in the game from one thread to the next, and I just felt that today our efficiency cost us massively.
2 players started their first National League games today. You got Tiernan Markey and goal, Porrick Tinley. You're thinking behind Tiernan Markey starting today ahead of Niall McDonald.
Yeah, look, it's just we have a big panel. I know that's one change that catches everyone's eyes, but there's like 3 changes today, and like Tiernan and Niall has been training really well all year, and Tiernan's got serious potential, as does Niall, and we just felt that today was a game to give Niall to give Tiernan a bit of game time, and as was Porrick. And Porrick again today, I thought acquitted himself really well in cornerback there for his debut. Like he's so much potential, and yeah, look, it's trying to just drip them in as nicely as we can without forcing them in too early. But I think game time at home, particularly, is a good time to get them in.
Will it be difficult to pick the lads up now? No motivation required. Mead is the next one, but I suppose the heads are going to be down a bit after that performance and that result.
Yeah, look, the beauty of it is these boys have been here many times before. Like they have a lot of experience, and we got to lean on that. Like this is not no new territory for them. Like as I said at the start of the interview, like it was never going to be pain free. And then sometimes as the league goes, like if you don't get that wee bit of pain or a wee bit of slap in the mouth, you get a wee bit complacent, or I think it's nice. And although you don't go chasing these things, it's a good chance now to reset again. There was a bit of a break to the Meath game, and look, our guys, no doubt about it, will react to that, and that's the name of the game now. We got to improve, and there's a good learning curve for us.
And the fact there's a bit of a longer break now to the Meath game compared to the first two games, is that a good or a bad thing? Sometimes fellas like to try and get a game like that out of their systems pretty quickly.
No, I'd be happy now to get the 2-week break where we can get back on the training field now and really go after things that we feel that we need to brush up on and improve. And yeah, like the last 3 weeks, the boys have trained and acquitted themselves really, really well. So look, it's the journey that we're on. We know it's never going to be pain free. Cork's a very, very strong team. Make no mistake about it. They like a lot of points this year of many teams, and yeah, the most disappointing thing is we didn't bring our A game. I suppose Cork is take some credit for that, but I feel that we just didn't bring our A game, and that's the itch.
I mean, there was no question of underestimating Cork. They can be a bit of hit and miss on occasions, but they certainly brought their A game to the table today.
No, absolutely no underestimating them at all. They played Kerry earlier in the season and played really, really well as well. And I thought Gavin last week was fantastic down in Cork, and they put it really up to Cork. But yeah, look, the scores all over the pitch, and players in the bench can come on, make a massive difference as well. Made 2 changes today before the game, Matty Taylor and Sherlock, which was two big changes for them. It was certainly going to make them even better. So look, Cork's a good team, and that was a good measuring stick for us today again.
Oh, it's not lost. Obviously, it's only 2 games in. It's a setback today. You'll be hoping Croke Park now will bring out the best in your lads now in the fortnight.
Yeah, everybody seems to like Croke Park. They've got a bit accustomed to it over the last number of years now, and it's a lovely place to go and play, and we all look forward to those type of fixtures. So yeah, and Meath, our local rivals again. Look, that'll be another spicy affair. I'm sure they'll be mad to get at us as well, and try and put things right after the Leinster final defeat. So yeah, that's going to be another exciting game, and that's the beauty of this. Like, it's sore at the time and it's sore right now. No one wants to get beat, but very quickly you learn that you have to set these things down and move on and get ready for the next one. That's the most important thing now.
Gavin, Devlin, manager, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bad day at the office. Sam, you'd probably admit wasn't good enough out there today.
Yeah, it's just plain and simple. We never got to the pitch of it really, which is probably the most disappointing thing whatever about the results. But yeah, probably didn't perform to anywhere near our capability.
Yeah, for a team that has played at the highest levels over the last couple of seasons, particularly last season, Sam, disappointing first home of the game. You would have been expecting a lot more.
Yeah, I think so, and we're obviously looking forward to getting here, and big crowd come out to support us again. So yeah, look, all that adds to the disappointment. I think it's never your intentions to go out and play poorly, and that wasn't the intention today. But yeah, as I said, look, maybe yeah, we just didn't get our tactics right, and then we didn't show up with what we can. So yeah, it's a hard one it's a tough one to, I suppose, come here trotted and not perform, I think, as I said. So yeah, at this point.
Yeah, looking at the first half, you missed quite a few chances. They got the goal. They took the couple of 2-pointers to open up that bit of a cushion. Turning around the second half, it was still possible, but there was always a feeling that it just wasn't going to be your day.
Yeah, I think it was one of those where we couldn't get back-to-back scores to nearly wrestle back momentum, which was big, especially in the second half. And look, we maybe could have hit the net with Craig, and if you hit the net then and you put a few scores together, it's a different scenario. But yeah, I suppose it was one of those where anytime we seemed to get 1 or 2 back, it was they go down the other end and chip away at us again and just keep us at arm's length the whole time. So yeah, and we never got the grips with that.
A lot of quality in that Cork team. That middle third, they won probably a lot of the breaks that you'll be a bit disappointed about, but they had a lot of purpose about them today.
Yeah, look, we've played Cork on how many times over the last number of years, and we know what they bring. They've some. Look, I think they're one of the most physical teams in the country. They've pace, they've power, they've size, their ability to get the ball out of tackles, and yeah, their ability in contact is pretty good. So yeah, look, I don't think we'll come up against a more physical side over the next 2 weeks. Yeah, they're one of the best at it in the country, I think.
Just how frustrating is it when you're chasing the game like that and they're able to manage it and control the game the way they did?
Yeah, big time, which is yeah, it's very frustrating when you're running around after the ball and you can't get your hands on it. So yeah, it's tough, and they manage it well, in fairness to them. So yeah, it's definitely something we'll have to look at.
You were, what, 7-8 points down entering the closing stages. Was it still in your mind maybe to try and get a few scores on the board? Because as we know, score difference could, at the end of this campaign, I know it's a long way away, could be a factor.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's something we would have spoken about before. You never know when this will or what it'll come down to. So it's important that every play, every ball, every score is super important. So yeah, while you're still losing, you still want to chip away at that scoreboard and keep yourself in a decent position with your score difference. Yeah,
it's still an awful long way, and a lot of football to be played in this campaign. After this, it's a bit like last year going into the Meath game. You were coming in after losing to Cork and probably not performing to the levels that you know you can. So it's a bit of a similarity now looking ahead to the game at Croke Park.
Yeah, look, we had the performance we got last time. We'll be looking for that. So yeah, that'll be the mantra of next week, is get back up to our performance levels that we showed against Offaly last week. So yeah, I think we've lots to learn there today, and we'll take lots from that game, which I think is the big thing. And then it'll just be a case of trying to apply it now in 2 weeks' time.
This division already turning into the scrap and the dog-eat-dog situation that we knew was going to be.
Yeah, look, yeah, it was never going to be easy. It was never going to be straightforward. If you thought it was going to be, you're looking at the wrong division. You're mad in the head. So yeah, it's one of those where everyone's going to beat everyone. You've seen the results. Derry beating Tyrone last night, and it's so wide open. But you need points on the board, and that's what we got to get.
Is it easier to, in the next few days now, to blot out this performance? The case now just forgetting about this game, or when you sit down now and look at the video and look at the things that went wrong today and things that you need to improve on?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the key. You got to learn from your mistakes, and there was lots of them today. So be a case of analysing it through the week and seeing where we can improve. As I said, there's many areas that we can do. So yeah, there's no better team to analyse and get and try and improve. So this team will sit down during the week, no doubt, and see where we can get better.
Sam, thanks for joining us. Loud Captain. Thank you, Sam. Bye.